The evening news. I'm Abdul Jalil DBC. The Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers has announced the suspension of its nationwide strike. The suspension followed an agreement reached with the management of Dangote Refinery and Petrochemicals on the contentious issues of workers' unionization. Several fuel stations across the country were shut down following the two-day industrial action by members of NUPEN. The strike followed allegations against the Dangote Group, stating that the company denies its employees the right to join recognized labor unions. At a conciliation meeting convened by the Minister of Labor and Employment, Mohammed Dingyadi, both parties held lengthy discussions that produced a memorandum of understanding signed in Abuja. The process of unionization shall commence immediately and be completed within 2 weeks this year, and it was agreed that the employers will not set up any other union. Meanwhile, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited says the country is targeting $60 billion in investment over the 5 to 7 years to expand gas infrastructure. The group chief executive officer of the NNPCL, Mr. Bayo Ojulari, disclosed this while addressing a global audience from 150 countries at the opening of the Gas Tech exhibition and conference in Milan, Italy, adding that the federal government needs to boost industrialization and reinforce the country's position in the global energy market. According to him, the planned investment is aimed at scaling up Nigeria's natural gas production to 12 billion cubic feet per day and expanding the refinery capacity to meet growing global energy demand, seeking investors to grow production. Ojulari said the Petroleum Industry Act, signed into law in 2021, transformed NNPCL into a limited liability company, saying it is currently producing about 1.6 million barrels of crude oil per day. In the meantime, the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform, Taiwo Oyedele, says President Bola Tinubu's administration is not responsible for introducing the controversial 5% surcharge on fuel. Oyedele explained that the surcharge was first enacted in 2007 but was never implemented because the government at the time was paying fuel subsidies, stressing that it was not part of the new tax bill signed into law by President Tinubu earlier in the year. According to him, the law mandates the Federal Road Maintenance Agency to collect the surcharge with 40% allocated to the federal government for road projects and 60% to the state, adding that there is no official timeline yet for its implementation despite the rumors. Oyedele argued that the surcharge, when eventually implemented, would strengthen road infrastructure across the country and ultimately benefit Nigerians. He explained that fuel-related charges ranging between 20 and 80% was meant to secure sustainable investment in road infrastructure, improve safety, and reduce travel time and cost. However, labor unions and civil society groups have condemned the plan, warning that it will worsen hardship for Nigerians already struggling with high fuel costs, threatening to go on strike if the policy is enforced. The federal government has released the approved subject offerings for Nigeria's newly revised basic and senior secondary education curriculum. The Ministry of Education in a statement said that the curriculum is aimed at reducing subject overload, strengthening skills acquisition, and aligning the education system with global standards. Minister of Education Tunji Alausa, alongside Minister of State for Education Professor Suwaiba Ahmed, said the reforms followed wide consultation with the Nigerian Education Research and Development Council, NAC, WAEC, NECO, NBTE, NAPTEP, and other key stakeholders. According to them, under the revised curriculum, pupils in primary 1 to 3 will now take between 9 and 10 subjects, including English studies and mathematics. For primary 4 to 6, the load increased to between 11 to 13 subjects at the junior secondary school level From GSS 1 to 3, students will be offered 12 to 14 subjects. The senior secondary school curriculum nowadays 5 core subjects: English language, general mathematics, 1 trade subject, citizenship and heritage studies, and digital technologies. The federal government had, on the 1st of this month, announced that it had completed a comprehensive review of school curriculum for basic sector, secondary and technical education to make Nigerian courses and future ready for the global economy. Imole Business Empowerment Scheme and Preservation of Business Registration Certificate Matching and Startup Grant for 2,000 women and youth, organized by the State Ministry of Cooperative and Empowerment in partnership with First Bank Nigeria PLC and Fidelity Bank PLC, holds tomorrow morning. A release by the Commissioner for Cooperative and Empowerment, Prince Bayo Ogungbangbe, says Governor Adeleke will preside over the program. Venue is Staff Development Center, Government Secretariat. And coming from the sport arena, Super Eagles head coach Eric Chele said he believed his team can still earn a berth at the 2026 FIBA World Cup despite falling to Bafana of South Africa. Chile's side battled to a 1-1 draw with South Africa at the Toyota Stadium, Bloemfontein. The result put a dent on Nigeria's chances of securing a place at the Global Soccer Fiesta. The Super Eagles remain in third position in Group C with 11 points from 8 games, 6 points behind leaders South Africa. Chile declared that they won't give up in their fight to qualify for the World Cup. The Super Eagles will be away to Lesotho when the qualifier resumes in September. They will host Square of Benin Republic in the final game in the quarter-final in the qualifier same month. And from the foreign scene, the United Nations Children's Fund has warned that obesity surpassed underweight as the more prevalent form of malnutrition this year, affecting 1 in 10 or 188 million school-aged children and adolescents, and placing them at the risk of life-threatening diseases. The UNICEF revealed how food environment are failing children draws on data from over 190 countries and finds the prevalence of underweight among children aged 5 to 19 has declined since year 2000. And that ends the evening news on OSBC television. Do join us at 7 for major report. Good evening.